Welcome to this very interesting section about the different Facebook ad bid strategies, in which I'm going to show you the big difference between the lowest cost bid strategy and the target cost bid strategy. First of all, it is very important for us to note that earlier those two different bid strategies were called automated bidding and manual bidding, and now they're just named and labeled differently. So now the automated bidding is now called lowest cost bidding, and the manual bidding is now called target cost bidding. Okay. Plus, they have added this option of setting a bid cap when we are working with automated or lowest cost bid strategies, and therefore it's very important for all of us to clearly understand what is the difference between them and when should I apply them, right? So let's get started. First, let's ask Facebook how they define it and how they differentiate it. So what they give us here: each bid strategy is suited to specific business goals and comes with trade-offs. If you care most about cost efficiency, the lowest cost bid strategy is best, but it may be harder to get stable cost as you spend. However, if you care most about cost stability, the target cost bid strategy is best, but maybe less cost efficient. Note that the bid strategies available vary based on your optimization for ad delivery. So that's also interesting. So for example, if you optimize for cost per app installs, that a couple of weeks ago you only give you the lowest cost bid strategy, but now they also changed that already, so you also have the target cost bid strategy for app installs. But for example, so if you're wondering why only one of those options is showing up, well, it depends on the campaign objective that you have chosen here on campaign level. Okay, but when you're on ad set level, you can, depending on the goal of your campaign objective, you can choose between the lowest cost and the target cost bid strategy, and even add a bid cap. So interesting for us, they already mention that we should go for the lowest cost bid strategy if we're mainly focusing on cost efficiency, something that we actually all of us actually want: very low cost per purchase, cost per acquisition, cost per lead, or cost per app installs. So it's something that all of us want. However, if you care most about cost stability, we should go for the target cost bid strategy. But what does that basically mean? It means cost stability when scaling. Okay, so what they recommend is, in the beginning, if you want to have a lowest cost per purchase as possible, then go for the lowest cost bid strategy. And then if you want to scale your business, play around with the target cost bid strategies. Very good to know, because the default option, even if we do not change anything, is already the lowest cost bid strategy. So if we do not change anything, if we just leave everything as it is, we're already applying a very good strategy. So that's important for you to know, guys, that I do not recommend you now to really test in a lot of detail the different opportunities and options. I mean, it's always a good idea to have them tested once, okay, and see what works for you the best and what doesn't, but to really focus primarily on getting the audience right, getting the creatives right, and getting the copies right. And once you're sure that those three basics, the fundamentals, you have them right, then test the different bid strategies. However, it's still important for us to understand what they do and why we should keep on going with the lowest cost bid strategy, right? So therefore, I would recommend you to clearly understand and read those descriptions here on the right. And if you click on learn more, it will open up those additional tabs that you can read more information. Okay. However, it's already a good summary here. How it works: the lowest cost bid strategy, so the automatic one. Well, we'll get you the lowest cost results based on your optimization for ad delivery, and bid more as needed to spend your budget. You can set the bid cap, however, if you want to make sure we don't bid more than a certain amount for any result. Very interesting, right? So that's basically what all of us want, right? We want very good results. We want the lowest cost as possible for our results. And this would happen if we do the lowest cost bid strategy. However, we can also set a bid cap. So here in this little graph on the right, they try to explain it to us properly, but however, I think what we're missing is the description of the two axes. So the the x-axis and the y-axis, which make it very difficult to understand what this actually is about. So let me give you the description, which helps us a lot. So here basically on the x-axis, we basically have the number of impressions. For example, impression 1 could be Patrick here in Barcelona on Facebook mobile newsfeed. Impression 2 could be my girlfriend, also here in Barcelona. Impression 3 could be my mom in Vienna. Impression 4, my dad in Barcelona. In Vienna. So you see, like the different impression could be, so the x-axis could be just the different people that see your ad. Okay, that's good. But what's the y-axis? The y-axis is now the estimated cost per conversion. Okay, so if the estimated cost per conversion for Patrick is low, it would be here. If the estimated cost per acquisition for my mom, let's imagine, is very high, would be somewhere over here, and the estimated conversion rate for my girlfriend is very low, the Facebook algorithm would first go for the lowest ones with the lowest estimated cost per conversions, and would then only, when there are not any more very low cost per conversion estimations, then it would go for the more expensive ones, but it would always start with the lowest ones. Okay, so in our case it would start with Patrick's, then would start with my girlfriend, which I said was had the lowest expected cost per conversion. Then it would go for Patrick's, and then it would go to all the others, and once it has found all the others, it would start attacking also my mother, which had a very high expected cost per conversion. So that's good, that makes sense. But what would happen with a bid cap? Okay, with a bid cap we can set for 4 euros per conversion, 8, or whatever we want. Okay, a bid cap basically is this dotted line here, okay, that says, okay, Facebook algorithm, it's all good that you start with Patrick's girlfriend, and then you go to Patrick's, and then you search for all the others. But then if you don't set the bid cap, we would allow it to cross this area here, okay, and would enter also the area where my mom is, for example. Okay, and my mom, for example, let's imagine Patrick has a cost per conversion of 4 euros, my girlfriend has a cost per conversion, an estimated cost per conversion of 3 euros, and my mom, let's say, has 20 euros. Okay, of course the Facebook algorithm would first start searching for Patrick's and his girlfriend and people that are similar to us. But if you give it a daily budget of 100 euros, we would continue until it spends all the daily budget, because that's what we allow it, right? And we would bid more as needed to spend your daily budget. You spend your full budget, okay? Therefore, we would also attack those mothers of Patrick's, which are more expensive. However, if you now set a bid cap, for example, of 10 euros per conversion, it would never attack my mother, okay? It would only keep in this lower area here and would never reach the more expensive area up there. Okay, that's good. Downsides of that. Well, the downside, what's the worst that could happen if you set a low bid cap? The worst thing that could happen, that it would not spend anything. It would simply, let's say you set a bid cap of 1 euro, and we said my girlfriend expected cost per conversion 3 euros, Patrick 4 euros. If we set it with 1 euro, it's most likely that it's not gonna find anyone. Okay, so with 1 euro, we would not win any single auction and would not invest a single euro, for example. What would happen if we set it at €3.50? Well, it would be very low here, and it would it would enter the auction for my girlfriend, but it would not even enter the auction for Patrick's. Okay, so what would happen in this case scenario? It would spend something, but would never spend the entire daily budget. So that's basically a good summary of what the lowest cost bid strategy with a bid cap is. It basically finds the auctions with the lowest estimated cost per conversion, attacks all of them first, and if you set a bid cap, it would not target people that have higher estimated cost per conversions. Pretty interesting, right? And that sounds of course very good, and it's a good strategy to get started. What is the target cost bid strategy about? You see? Here again the explanation and the little graph. So tell us your target cost based on your optimization for ad delivery, and we will bid to meet that cost on average. Some results may cost more or less, but on average, the cost will be stable. So what is the crucial and very important word here? Average, okay? The average cost will be stable, and that nicely explains this graph here. Once again, the x's are number of impressions, okay, and estimated cost per conversion. If we say the estimated cost per conversion is, for example, 10, our target cost, okay, our target cost, the one where we really want to end up at the end of the day, is 10 euros, okay, what would the algorithm do? Well, it would enter all the auctions that will allow it to achieve an average cost per conversion of those 10 euros. What does that mean? That means that we allow the algorithm also to enter the auctions for my mother, for example, which we said is, for example, 20 euros, but only if the algorithm knows that later on that day it will be able to get also Patrick's for 4 euro, and then once again someone for 16 euros, and then once again someone for 6 euros, so that on average it will end up at around 10 euros per 10 euros per conversion. So that's the big difference between the lowest cost bid strategy and the target cost bid strategy. That in the lowest cost bid strategy, it would first attack all the ones with the lowest expected and estimated cost per conversion. However, in the target cost one, it would also take the more expensive ones only if it can guarantee to go for a stable target cost average. Okay, so pretty clear. Lowest cost one is very good in the start. Target cost one is when you want to scale your business, when you want to get high volume of sales, leads, or app installs. Then you should really play around and A/B test the different target cost values and see what performs the best for you. If that was interesting for you, I would also recommend to really just go into one of your campaigns, go on ad set level, click here on learn more, then we would open up here something on the right. Well, we can just do it, okay? And then you would be able to, to target, to search for those titles in Google. And my favorite reference here is this article from the Advertiser Help Center. So about the delivery system, about different bid strategies. What's a bid strategy? Explains once again lowest cost and target cost. You can also click on those ones. So here you see once again what's a bid, which bid should I choose, and how to a bid cap and stuff like that. And if you want to know more about lowest cost or target cost bid strategy, well, then just click on it, and here they explain it to you in much more detail. Okay. They also give you this little graph that explains it once again very nicely. Once again, they say what a bid cap is, and the same for the target cost bid strategy. Okay, what should I set as my cost target? How long could it be? And which should I apply? So I really hope that was interesting to you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye.